So this is going to be a quick look at this Raiseek. That's the brand. It's Raiseek. Raiseek multi-caliber universal gun cleaning kit. Before I go into the kit itself and go over what it is and everything you get, because it's a lot, let me just share this. So the brand Raiseek actually sent me this kit as a free sample to test and look at and then do a video review on. So the other thing I need to share or just state is that unfortunately, due to rules around these videos, I cannot actually show any of this stuff being used on a real firearm. So I'm sorry about that, but that's just, I just have to work around it. And then finally, I was going to kind of share that I've been working in the firearms industry, either in a full-time or part-time situation for the last 20 plus years. So it doesn't make me an expert, just makes me relatively well versed in this kind of stuff. I of course, I own my own guns, own firearms I clean, but I also clean firearms for customers on a regular basis. So I do have some experience with this. So let's get back to the review. So this brand Raiseek, they offer several different gun cleaning kit setups. This is one of their more extensive ones that will fit, that will work for, it won't fit every caliber, but it'll fit all your really popular calibers. And it goes all the way down to a 17 caliber. And then it'll go all the way up to a high 30 caliber. So for most people, this will clean pretty much everything that most people have. And so it really is pretty universal. This particular kit will work for pistols, revolvers, rifles, or shotguns. So it'll clean pretty much any type of firearm. Let's kind of go over what you get with this kit because it's substantial. So the first thing you get is you get 13 different bronze bore cleaning brushes, and they're marked, and hopefully you can see that. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. They're marked on the kit itself as to what the caliber is. So you're starting from here. You've got a 17 cal, a 22, 243. I can't read that one. 270, 30 cal, 338. That might be a 300 Win Mag. Again, I'm looking at it sideways, but you get quite a bit. And then you've got shotguns. And so shotguns go from 12 gauge all the way down. Well, they do 12 and 20, and then these are pistol calibers. You've got 357, 40 cal 9mm, and 45 ACP. So these are your rifle calibers, these are your pistol calibers, and these are your shotguns. Now, to be fair, for shotguns, you only get a 20 gauge and a 12 gauge. So if you've got a 410, this kit, isn't ideal for a 410. Or if you've got a 28 or a 16 gauge, they're not really ideal. A 20 gauge brush will clean a 28, but I don't know that I'd run a 12 gauge through a 16 gauge bore. That's just me. But for those purposes, that's what you get. You also get 13 gun cleaning jags, and that's what these are. These are gun cleaning jags, and what you'll find is the jag on this side matches the caliber over here. So 17, you've got a 17 jag. If you're not familiar with a jag, it's a cleaning device, and hopefully you can see that. It mounts, goes on the end of the cleaning rod, and then you most of the time you take the cleaning patch and you push the jag through it so it's holding it, and then you run it down the barrel. That's how jags are used. So you get 13 of these for the same matching calibers. You also get 4 different patch holders. So these are the open-ended patch holders that are common on firearms or gun cleaning kits, where you run a patch through them and use them to clean the bore as well. So you got your choice of using either jags or the slotted cleaning tips, however you want to do it. So moving over to the cleaning rods. This kit comes with 2 different sized cleaning rods, and it's 2 3-piece rods. Now the rods are different sizes, not lengths, but width. So you have one thinner one, which in this case will be this one. This particular 3-piece is designed to fit any caliber that goes up to. It won't work on a 17. It's smaller than a 17, but it's pretty much designed to do 22 up to 270. And then if you go above 270, you have a thicker rod, which if I hold them up side by side, you can probably see that one is noticeably thicker than the other. And so the thicker rod in this kit is going to be used for anything that's above, from a rifle caliber, anything above 270, or also for shotguns. This is a better choice for shotguns. So you get 2 complete cleaning rods, 3-section cleaning rods. You're also going to get, and you can see them right here, this kit comes with 2 of these flex cleaning cables. These are designed for your smaller gauges, like 17. You could use it on a 22 as well. And these are kind of your traditional flex cables where you put the attachment on, you drop the other end down through the barrel, and then you pull it through to use the attachment inside the barrel. They're fairly common in the gun cleaning industry these days. So you also get 2 gun cleaning picks, and I'll pull these out of here so you can see them. You get one metal and one plastic. These are designed to get in hard to reach places, and sort of if you need to really kind of get a spot and deal with it manually, that's what these are for. The only thing I would say is be careful with the metal pick when you're using it, because you're talking about metal on metal contact, and this, if you're not careful, is a tool that can scratch the finish and do a little damage. I prefer the plastic. The only drawback with the plastic is you can't bear down as hard if you're trying to scrape something that's really stuck in, and that's where the metal one may come maybe of some value. So you get those 2. You also get 2 different double-ended cleaning brushes. So you get one that's double-ended brass, and then you get one that's double-ended bristle nylon. So, and I mentioned this before, a lot of people worry about brass on a firearm. Brass is a softer metal than steel, and so it won't, if you use it carefully, it won't damage the finish. Now, if you pick a spot on your gun and just rub it 1,000 times in one spot with brass, you're going to wear the finish off. But you can do that with your finger if you did it enough. So, but that's what these are for. The brass can be very helpful for stubborn spots. Again, you just have to be careful with it. Put that back in there. So in addition to that, everything we've covered so far, you also get 2 of these 1 ounce chemical dispenser bottles. I like these a lot because they have the precision tip on them, and you can use these with oil or your favorite cleaner. You could put them in there and use this to dispense them. It's a nice little add-on. It is worth noting that this kit is got everything you need to start cleaning except the chemicals. It does not have cleaner. There's no chemical cleaner that comes with it. So you would need to get, if you were going to start cleaning guns, you would also need to get some type of bore cleaner, and then something to a lubricant. you'd need those two things. And then finally, you get, I'll pull these out. You get 200 patches, 2 packs of 100 of these cleaning patches. These are designed pretty much to be used to clean the bore. That's really what they're for. But you get 2 packs of those, which is nice, which saves you from having to get those separately. And that's everything this comes with. And of course, it's got its own case, and every little part has its own area that it fits. And then, of course, each one of these things is marked too. So if you do decide to get this kit, it's imperative that when you're using it, you put the right part back in its right spot, so that when you go back to get it again, you know that this is a 30 cal or this is a 22 or et cetera, et cetera. So the one thing I would say about this is, and I say this about all types of gun cleaning kits really, is if you went out and you were going to put together your own gun cleaning kit, not that's already assembled, but you were going to buy it piece by piece by piece, the cost to do all that would far exceed the cost of this kit. Like I said, I've been doing this for quite a while, and so I do all the I basically buy all the stuff for where I work full time, or I submit it to be purchased when we need resupply on gun cleaning stuff. So I get to see prices and everything, and so I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that if you were going to go out and put this kit together, one piece at a time, the cost once you got finished would far exceed the cost of this kit. So in situations like this, buying a ready-to-go kit can be very beneficial because you basically have everything you need minus the necessary chemicals. But this is not the first one of these Raiseek kits I've reviewed. I've got one that I have personally, and I've used it, so I've got experience with this product. Not this one exactly, this one's brand new, but I've got experience with the Raiseek stuff, and it's a good quality product. It performs like it should. I've never had a complaint. So hopefully something I've said, or maybe you got some value out of going over this, and hopefully if you were looking at this, you've got information so you can make a better informed buying decision.